Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
Conceive, believe, achieve. Shut the f*** up.
And new undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael the Count Bisping.
This is Believe You Me on the Gas Digital Network.
All right, welcome to another episode of Believe You Me. It is Wednesday morning. Lewis, how are we doing, my friend? You're looking happy. You're looking like you're looking like you need to exhale smoke. What's going on? There it is.
I didn't say start. I was saying wait till I finish taking the hit of CBD.
You know, people online, they say, this is the reason we're stuck at the 70,000 moniker. Can you please, Mark, pardon me, can you please just, stop? In fact, I don't give a shit. I don't know why I'm saying that. I couldn't care less if you smoke weed or not. Welcome to the show, Lewis. How you doing,
Does anybody
buddy?
really care if I smoke weed?
No, I couldn't care less. I'm just trying to give you shit for no reason. It makes no difference to me whatsoever. You function fully. You're still entertaining. You're still funny. And it makes you happy. So good for you. God bless.
If I didn't smoke weed, I would be a different person because you've only known me as a guy who's been smoking weed on this podcast.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you smoking weed and sipping whiskey like you usually do?
No, it's a little early to be sipping whiskey today, ladies and gentlemen. We started this one very early. Usually we're a little bit later in the afternoon. And look, my line of when I'll start drinking has definitely come back now. It used to be like, okay, got to be late at night. You got to be out. I rarely would drink at home, but now you can only drink at home. And it started off like, all right, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, have a drink. Then it's 7, 6. I've had some afternoon drinks.
Hey, why not? Why not? You know what I mean? I haven't done that really, to be honest, in a long, long time. In fact, I sat there with Rebecca because, we're lucky we've got a pool. I'm like, babe, why don't we sit out by the pool one day, have some cocktails, have some beers, play a little music and have like a barbecue and have like a pool party? You know what I mean? Why don't we do that one day? But it's just work, Lewis. I'm just such a workhorse. You know what I mean? I take no time for myself. One day I will take 5 minutes out to enjoy myself. Anyway, enough bullshit. Got a great show planned today. We've got Marvin Vettori, the Italian Dream. He was supposed to fight last week. He never made it. Unfortunately, his opponent pulled out, and he was very upset. He was screaming in the hotel lobby last week, and I'm like, I got to get this guy on the show, so that'll be fun. And also, Gilbert Burns was on here a few weeks ago, and he is now booked to fight next week with Tyron Woodley, so he's going to take time out of his day and join us. And he's been talking a bit of shit. He's been throwing it. It's just all love and games. Nothing too potentially insulting. Just having a bit of fun with Woodley. So that'll be good. Lewis, what's on your mind, buddy? And what's going on?
Nothing much, man. I'm, just living life. Just sort of getting ready to get back out on the road. August 25th, I'll be in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm sorry, not August. Wow, June 25th, I'll be in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm going to be coming out to visit you and the family soon. So I'm sort of, it feels like the light at the end of the tunnel right now. I think, did I hear the NBA is planning on going back in session on June 1st?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, Harry's just screaming in the background. I'm going to kill him.
But
Harry
that's sorry.
Go on.
Well, I was going to say the UFC, we said this, last week on the show, but it's like they sort of like, it was a weird thing. Like it just sort of kickstarted my mentality of society being, back. And it's not by any means, but I'm just saying like there's just something psychologically happened. It was almost like there's pre-UFC and post-UFC coming back. And now for some reason...
UFC coming back is the reason the universe will get back to normal. Is that what you're saying? That is the thing that jumpstarted and kickstarted society?
Maybe. But I'm saying the NBA, they weren't talking shit about coming back until the UFC was back.
So the NBA are going to be with no crowds, UFC with no crowd. I heard the NFL is coming back as well. Obviously, I was just in Florida out there. A lot of businesses are open, cafes and bars and stuff at 25% capacity. And I think in the UK, they're starting to do that as well. In fact, my sister was telling me the schools are opening soon in the UK, which I think is, I don't know how I feel about that. I want Lucas to go back to school, of course. And I'm sure you want James to go back to school because I think it's beneficial for them, the social benefits, And of course, the education. Like Ellie. Ellie's at home. She's a junior at high school. So she's 17. And she's doing her homework and she's doing all her assignments. But I'm like, where's the learning? Where is the learning? Where is the sitting in the class? And she said, no, I read, I do this, and then I do my assignments. But still, that's not the same as sitting in and being bored to death by your science teacher.
Well, there has to be almost like, I think there has to be a conversation, right? So I'm watching this with my son. I homeschool my son. I put him in front of this computer, and he has this very, very, he's in the first grade. So the curriculum is not crazy, but it's like he's just sort of going through the motions. And I'm going like, what is he absorbing here? Is it like more challenging today than it was yesterday? And it's almost like there has to be a conversation. I feel like that's how you sort of learn, is you get together and one student says something and it makes sense and another one picks it up. So I do think this isn't necessarily the best way. I commend the fucking teachers and everybody for adapting. You got to give them credit, dude, because they went from they were off for a week. It was crazy. Like every school adapted and they got curriculum online. They got teachers, doing classrooms online. And it was pretty incredible, but this isn't sustainable. This isn't a great way for kids to learn over a long period of time.
No, is it hell? Far from it. In fact, I think they need to be in that social environment. You need to see the teacher asks the kids a question, someone puts the hand up, it would have been me, and says something absolutely fucking ridiculous. The whole class then makes fun of them, and you're known as that fucking stupid kid that said the dumb comment. You know what I mean? You need those social interactions. You need the kids busting your balls. I don't know, it's how you develop social skills. So as well as the learning, I think they should go back to school, but I don't know if it is the right time. But anyway, that aside, what are we talking about? We've been throwing stories back and forth at each other all morning. Okay, we had, what were the two you sent about the money?
Well, the one, I apparently a family found this on CNN. You guys can probably pull up the actual story. A family, they were driving down the road and they hit a bag in the road, right? And they pull over and they pick up the bag, and they said the story's a little bit shady because they said they didn't check the bag right there and then.
Bullshit.
And then they saw another bag, like a mile down the road, another bag. They pulled over. They didn't check this bag either, by the way.
Oh, I didn't check the bag. And just for the sake of the listeners right now, what was in the bag, Lewis?
$1 million.
But I didn't check. I just happened to see a random bag in the middle of the street. I roll over it. I'm like, oh my God, a random bag. We've all done it. We've all seen a random bag and just thought nothing of it. But look at that. $1 million in cash. I mean, listen, fair play to them. Fair play. I mean, I get it.
Well, here's what they did. So I guess they brought it to the authorities, which is, they're being commended for being very honest. Which
they're also being ridiculed and given so much shit by their family. The police and the authorities are like, that's amazing. We'll put that to good use. We'll make a new park out of it. But all the family members that are fucking skint that have been furloughed through fucking quarantine are like, what are you doing? You found $1 million cash and you handed it in?
Well, apparently they're trying. I guess it was a tracking number or something. They're trying to find the people who it belonged to through UPS. It said something like for deposit or something. It was supposed to be deposited somewhere. This fell off a truck or something, right? So
who is sending $1 million cash through the mail?
I don't know. But the family.
Criminals.
Here's what I think they had.
That's it.
I think
no, criminals don't send it through the mail, right? But whoever is bouncing around with $1 million in cash, it's illegal activity. I would say that. It's illegal.
Possibly.
How is it not?
Well, I mean, what if you have a legal business that does $1 million in cash and you have to transport it somehow, don't you?
Okay, but that's called those security wagons that go to the banks.
Armored car,
that's generally the armored cars. That's generally, and I don't think they just happen to lose $1 million, right? We're talking a drug dealer or something here in
Probably.
Yeah. And
well, here's what I think happened. The family, they fucking find it, and then they go, oh, yeah, we didn't check it until we got home. We thought it was like mail. What happened? It was $2 million. They took $1 million. They gave back $1 million. So they get to look like they're awesome, but then they also get the pockets of cash.
No, but they can't do that because if it is drug dealers, I've seen enough movies. I've seen Ozark. I've seen what happens in these situations.
It's the plot
you
of
fucking
Ozark.
report $1 million when it was $2. You've got the mafia at your house in the morning going, oh, step into my office. Right, and they're gonna fucking blow your brains out.
That was a Mexican person. That was not the mafia.
It was the cartel. It was somebody. Okay, it was the English mafia. There isn't an English mafia. It's the Bristol cartel coming to get you. Yeah, no. If you do that, if they've stolen half the money and then they hand it in, they're telling whoever the criminals are who they are. Yeah. So that's stupid. They're not going to do that. So I don't think they've done that. It may be legal money, but I don't know. What would you do? Be honest. You find $1 million cash. Bearing in mind, people are going to be looking for this $1 million. $1 million is $1 million. Okay, it's a lot of money. People are going to miss that, and they're going to move heaven and earth to find it. If it is from a legal source and it did fall out of an armored truck or something like that, maybe it's going to have tracking and things like that. And if they find it, you're probably what would be, if you get found to have been keeping $1 million you found in the street, what would be the legal ramifications of that or consequences?
Get in trouble at all. I don't think you can get in trouble. If there's no identification, there's nothing there to say whose it is.
Is there a law that says you have to hand in found money?
I bet you it's state by state, even like county by county. I bet you
Harrison,
it's just
have a
whatever
look while we talk out of our asses here. But yeah, I don't know. Would you have kept it?
My understanding is, and I've had friends find wallets in the past where there's cash or whatever it is. You give it to the police. And if nobody claims it within a certain amount of time, I believe you can claim that.
Yes. If you hand it in and after a month or 6 weeks, whatever it is, I forget what it is in the UK. Yeah, if nobody claims it, you can take it. And if I found the wallet, of course I'm going to hand the wallet in. If I find a phone or anything like that. But $1 million, I don't know, that's a little different because it doesn't look personal either. If like a wallet, you can see that is somebody, like a phone. That's somebody's belonging. That belongs to somebody.
A Ridge wallet? If I found a Ridge wallet, I'm keeping that Ridge wallet.
Fuck you, I'm having that thing. So futuristic. But if I found $1 million in like brown sacks like it was, I mean, that looks straight out of a movie, out of a robbery, and I'm like,
that's my problem is I think there's somebody watching me, and I don't know what type of weird prank that would be to like, hey, let me dang $1 million in front of this Puerto Rican guy, and then let's murder him now. But that would be, I don't know why.
Let's see how this asshole reacts when we dangle the carrot of $1 million. Look at him. He's going to fucking keep it, that dirty Puerto Rican. Look at him. Look at him. I knew he was a wrong one. Look at him, that little shit.
So this is from the chat, Harrington put in, doing otherwise, not returning it rather, or doing otherwise is considered theft or larceny. Some states have some variation of a reasonable effort law, meaning if you find money or property, you're legally obligated to make a reasonable effort to return it to the owner. That was
all right. Well, let's talk about this. Talk about morally. Like if I find a wallet or anything like that, I'm very good. I'll hand it in. I'll go see somebody that works and say, hey, I found a phone. If I'm in a gym or something, or a wallet, or even cash, I'll hand it in. But again, $1 million in a brown sack in the middle of the road, that isn't, I don't know. I don't think that's a personal a personal item that somebody owns. I don't think that somebody went to the bank to get a withdrawal because they got to pay the postman or the milkman or the builders. Nobody's doing that. $1 million cash.
It's a number, right? So here's the thing. If I find $100 in a wallet, I'm just returning the wallet with $100. I'm a hero for the day. I get to feel good.
Maybe 80. There's
not enough meat on the bones there for me to feel like I'm going to feel bad about stealing somebody's $100. Somebody's got $8,000 in a fucking like a knapsack with their wallet in it. I'm going to fling their ID into the river, and I'm keeping that $8,000. It's as simple as that. I don't know what to tell you.
That. I wouldn't.
Well, maybe I'd mail them their ID.
I think the $1 million, you'd have my attention for sure. There'd be some very difficult decisions.
What's the number that you'd keep it? What's the number that you'd keep it? Because I'm telling you right now,
because $8,000 that could be somebody like an old age pensioner that's having some work done at the house. That goes to the bank and has to pay. That goes to the bank, withdraws the $8,000 to give to the contractor, right? And if they lost that's bad. Right, so I would be even more inclined. Yeah, but come on. So, I'm just saying, $1 million, that looks like criminal activity. That looks like drug dealers. I don't know. And if it's an armored car, they're probably insured. It's a victimless crime. I'm just starting to think. I'm looking at that Lamborghini that I've always wanted. I'm like, fuck it. It's mine.
Well, that's what you'd have to do. You find the money, right? You don't say shit. First of all, $1 million, everyone's keeping it. I don't give a fuck what you're saying. These people are psychotic. These people shouldn't be trusted. They've done evil shit in their life and they feel guilty about it. That's why they didn't keep the money. They're not good people, okay? Any good person is keeping that $1 million. But what you got to do is you have to assume that it's drug or cartel money, and then you have to spend it not frivolously. Like Michael Bisping, he goes and now he trades in his fucking Audi. And now he's back. Now he's got the brand.
Back to the championship lifestyle. Yes. I've been living like a pauper lately. I can hardly fucking feed the family. You know what I mean? I wear the same T-shirt every podcast. I'm naked from the waist down. You know what I mean? Fortunately, now I can buy some jeans.
He's some nice shoes. Annex onto the half mansion. He's got a new gym, new workout area.
Well, they're not the only people that had a bit of good luck recently. Jose Nunez Romanes. You know who this guy is, Lewis?
Oh, Jose, my cousin. Yeah.
No. oh, good old Jose, how's he doing? No. So Jose, here's the headline. An Albuquerque man found $135,000 next to an ATM. Instead of walking away with it, he also called the police. I've got to say, there's some very honest, stupid people
Shady
around.
Man, Jose has done things in his past. I don't trust these people. What are they
Albuquerque
hiding?
as well. It was in Albuquerque. You know they're dealing meth. I'm watching Breaking Bad right now for the fourth time. Jose, I'm sorry, buddy. $135,000 cash. A lot of blood on your hands there, buddy.
Yeah, we don't trust you, Jose.
Yeah, so Jose was on a mission to buy socks for his grandfather. He just helped him find the right ones online after the elder man had no luck finding them in stores. A likely story. I'm looking for socks online with my grandfather. Stop it.
So he wasn't Dominican.
The 19-year-old
That was a
Nunes-
very New York, Puerto Rican joke.
Okay.
Bisping. They say Dominicans don't wear socks.
Oh, I see. I don't know. I don't frequent Dominicans enough. The 19-year-old Nunes just needed to deposit money into his bank account to make the online purchase. When he tried, he made an astonishing find. And what he did next earned him praise and a bit of fame from New Mexico's most populous city. Nunes drove to an ATM outside a Wells Fargo bank branch on Sunday morning, just 2 minutes from his Albuquerque home. As he pulled alongside the machine, he noticed a clear plastic bag on the ground. And it was a foot-long stack of $50 and $20 bills, totaling $135,000. And he took it to a police station.
Yeah, that's fucking psychotic. I mean, the other thing is, look, if you're outside of an ATM, all right, here's the thing. I'd probably take it to the police station, too. I wouldn't.
You are a liar.
Can I tell you why?
You're a fucking... Well, because there's cameras on the ATMs.
And then I here's what I do.
So
I
it's
pick it
not
up.
because of a moral obligation.
No,
It's because
fuck.
you would be caught.
Fuck morals. That's crazy. If you lose 100, if you have a bag, I don't care how old you are, I don't care how feeble you are, I don't care how much osteoporosis you have in your fucking fingers. If you don't hold on to that bag of $135,000, it's your fault. It is on you. Okay.
Gotta say, if I'm out and about, frequenting friends, visiting, floating about, nipping to the markets, maybe grabbing a scone or a cup of tea, if I happen to have on my person $135,000, that's where my thought is. My train of thought is always on the cash. Do I have the cash? I'm not putting it down to speak to the store owner and have a little back and forth, a little tete-a-tete with Mr. Smith that owns the village store. No, the $135,000 fucking dollars is like this. It's on me. I'm keeping it safe.
I've left my
Fuck
family.
You, Mr. Smith. Leave me alone. I'm busy.
I'm in old Mexico now, enjoying some tequila and some prostitutes.
Having a fucking whale of a time. You're going to come back with nothing. You might as well have just left it at the ATM. You're going to have to old Mexico, not New Mexico with that money. In fact, New Mexico, they're going to get that shit off you. I've seen it. Walter White, Heisenberg, they're floating about. They'll take it.
The police chief presented him with a plaque and has invited Nunes, a Central New Mexico Community College student who intends to study criminal justice.
Great work.
To
I got a
apply
plaque
for a job as a public service aide at the police department.
Amazing.
Oh, really? That'll take him 7 years. 7 years to earn that $135,000 back. Great.
So I get rewarded by handing in $135,000 cash, which is, pre-tax, that's almost $300,000, about $280,000, something like that, probably about 45% tax. So $300,000.
That doesn't bother Bisping at all, by the way.
You're going to reward? Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all. Living in California, the most fucking expensive state, 10% tax on top of the federal tax. Anyway, they reward him by giving him a minimum wage job. Nice. Thank you.
That's fun. Yeah, it's all crazy. The problem would be that there would be a camera at the ATM. Here's what I would do. This is truly what I would do. I know for a fact. I'd grab the bag. I would go to my car and I would go on my phone and I would go, is this illegal? Because somebody saw me. Number one, either somebody is looking at me doing this. There's some weird shit going on. Nobody just has $135,000 in a bag. The camera at the ATM machine definitely saw me pick that up. This is going to be traced to me. I don't want to be legally responsible. Because it's a shit ton of money.
You just go in the car, remove some cash, and then go back to the ATM and go like over exaggerated for the camera, going, "Hello,
help!
Has anybody lost some cash? Anybody?
Help me!
I guess I'll just leave it where I found it. I'll get it maybe $70,000 light, but still, just put it there."
But if I found out that you'd go to, I got a kid. The serious answer is no, I'm not going to go to fucking jail for $100,000 or $1 million or anything. It's not worth it. I'm hoping that, I'm going to be successful enough in life that there's just not a price tag to give up my freedom and being away from my fucking kid.
No, of course. We're joking. We're being silly. Of course, I would hand in $1 million. Of course, I would hand in $135,000. Of course.
No cameras around. It's not even a debate, Bisping. I swear to fucking God, I'm not kidding about this. I would not. If I saw an old lady drop it in front of me, I would try to distract her and kick it away from her so I could keep it.
Lewis, we try edit that bit out, Brian.
No,
because that's not good.
Keep it, double it. Brian, you know what? Edit it, and then put it back to back.
She needed that money. She needed that money for a life-saving cancer operation. She's done a GoFundMe. She's been at it for fucking months. She's sold her soul online. Oh, poor me, I need help. So people have fucking helped. Right, and she's cashed it out. She's taking it to the shady doctor. It should be $275,000, but he's going to do it for $135,000.
She's got the Blue Chew doctor. She's going to see the Blue Chew physician.
He's going to take cash. You see her drop it on the floor. Life-saving operation. You just steal it.
How old is she?
I'm going to say it's my mom. I'm going to say it's my mom. My mom, I think. Oh God, what is she?
Your mom's lived a long life, baby boy.
74 years old.
She's fine.
She's a strain to the family.
How many more years does she have?
I mean, she's a lot of effort to take care of at this point. You know, I mean, at some point, she's going to have to go for the long sleep. I think we're doing her a favor, in fact, as long as we split the money, Lewis.
Baby James can benefit way more than your mom. What is your mom going to do for the next 10 years? Just in terms of and I'm being very serious about this. What is she going to contribute to society? Old people, no offense. Old people in general, but just talk about your mom because you know your mom. Over the next 10 years, what is going to be her major contributions to society?
You're a piece of shit because I know my mom listens to this podcast. Love you, Mom. How you doing if you're watching this? She's at home. She can hardly walk, Lewis, right? She's on quarantine. She hasn't seen anybody for a long time. I think we're doing her a favor. I mean, I'm one step away from going around the house and putting a pillow over her face, and taking the $135,000. So, yeah, no, I love you, Mom. What does she contribute to society? This woman has lived a long, storied career. She has memories and memory and histories.
Not in the past, in the future,
us.
I'm saying. Like, my aunt's 82 years old. What the fuck does she do? She does nothing. She
lived through a world war, Lewis. Have a bit of respect.
I'm just saying. Baby James has a future. Lucas has a future. Our kids could take that money, turn it into something.
Oh, yeah. All right, Lewis, let's just take a quick second to talk about naked nutrition, okay? Listen, everybody knows in this day and age, you've got to look after yourself. You've got to be very mindful of what you're putting inside your body. A lot of people turn to a lot of supplements. They go to the store, they open the thing, they get muscle milk, whatever it is. But a lot of supplements, I'm not talking bad about them, but the reality is that when you look at the ingredient list, there's all kinds of fillers in there, all kinds of chemicals, all kinds of substances that we don't know what this is going to do to your body long-term in 20 or 30 years. Good news about the products from Naked Nutrition is that, for example, the whey protein, guess what? One ingredient, which is grass-fed whey protein, and all the whey comes from small farms in California, grass-fed cows. The cows are happy, Lewis. And I know for you, that's a big, big deal, the happy cows.
I want a happy cow, okay? Right before it's murdered, I want the cow to be as happy as possible, and then I want it to go directly on my plate. I want to know the hamburger that I'm eating. I want to know the milk that I'm drinking is from a happy cow. I want to know the whey protein that I'm putting in my body comes from a cow that's having the best time of their life.
Hey, listen, they're having the best time until it gets slaughtered. Simple as that. But I have a miserable cow in my house, and that's my wife, Rebecca Bisping. She's always going to face it. But that's a different type of cow altogether. Moving on. Listen, Naked Nutrition, as I said, the limited ingredients, all the ingredients in there, non-GMO, organic, gluten-free, no soy, all that good stuff, you name it. As we said, a very, very small amount of ingredients, and they're all natural. And of course, they've got the full array of products that you would expect to find in a supplement line. They got the Naked Greens, which you just sent me yesterday. They're fantastic. I put that in with my shakes as well. They got collagen, they got glutamine, they got all of it. They got creatine, they got the Naked Energy.
Pre-workout is awesome. I'm using the pre-workout now before my runs. I am running so much faster, so much more spring in my step, and it's all natural.
Yeah, it's all natural. I mean, you're still only going at a very, very slow snail's pace, but still, hey.
It's the way most people walk.
It's all improvements, but it's all improvements. But I'm going to say this right now. That is the best pre-workout on the market. Simple as that. Hands down. Money back guarantee for myself. That is the best pre-workout on the market. And all of their products, head to toe, absolute quality.
Oh, the other thing, Mike, that I love about this company is that all of their products are third-party tested, and they're perfect for fueling your workouts and muscle growth. You want third-party tested, and we're supposed to make it sound good. They're supposed to make it sound good. Well, guess what? These third parties, they got no skin in the game. They want to tell you it's bad. Believe me. Guess what? Naked Nutrition, the best supplements in the world. nkdnutrition.com, and we're going to give you a pretty amazing discount, Mr. Bisping.
Oh, yes, of course. I mean, you know my name. It's in the title of the podcast. No, it's not. It's called Believe You Me. I'm all over the place today. But what I do know is this. Bisping is my last name. That's right. Bisping. And when you go to their website and you pick out the fantastic supplements that you like, when you go to purchase, you put in that name. You put in Bisping. That is the phrase that pays. Bisping, you're going to get 15% off. All you got to do, go to NKD Nutrition, pick out which life-changing supplements you want, all natural, non-GMO, all organic, nutrition with nothing to hide, and use the code Bisping, you'll get 15% off. You are welcome. All right, where were we? What else are we doing? We're going off on a tangent here, a ridiculous tangent. Real fast. We've got Marvin Vettori, but we have got a few other little stupid stories that we wanted to get to. There was one here, and Lewis was like, "We can't talk." I'm trying to find it on here, but I can't find it on the text. Can
I just preemptively say this is a bad story for us to talk about? We are both morons. Anytime we try to sound smart, we sound more stupid than we actually are, which is an interesting trick. So this
I'm not trying to sound smart.
This is crazy.
No, I was scrolling Twitter this morning and I come across the story. Can you bring it up? Because I don't know where it is. I fucking can't find it on the text. Don't know what happens to these
parallel universe story.
There's a parallel. Why would you say it in a rolling eye fashion? Scientists have discovered for a fact, because there is another possibility, but that would be like 1 billion to 1 chance. I don't know the science behind it, but they have found a parallel universe where everything runs backwards. Everything's the same, but it runs backwards. And if they were to discover our universe, of course, we would be the ones that are going backwards. The internet has done it again today. It abounds with stories from tabloids. Hold on, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, whatever. That's a terrible thing to read. But still, given the science of very, very smart people, Lewis.
Hold on, read this because Bisping didn't even read the story. He just read that.
I read the story. I read it. I didn't see this bit. It wasn't on Forbes. It was on CNN, fuckface. And you're trying to, it's all way overblown and misrepresents what the research in question is about. Scientists actually found evidence of fundamental particles that defy our current understanding of physics. It might even be an issue with how particles interact with ice. Listen, that sentence that I just said means nothing to me.
Nope.
Okay? Nothing. So if you want to decipher
universes in reverse, baby boy.
Let's see that in instant replay.
Our podcast right now is going on, and it's just like
fucking hell, jeez. No, but that scene in what is it? No, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective is the funniest fucking scene ever. I laugh my ass when he's in the mental home. You know what I mean? Yeah,
of course.
Have you seen it?
Brian, can you edit this entire section in reverse now for the bonus section?
Dude, let's see that in instant.
Yeah, I opt out of anything that's too heady. Like it's all interesting, and there's all this crazy shit that's going on around us at all times. But it's like it's pretty overwhelming if you try to like. I barely understand how to do a podcast.
What was that movie? It was about space. It had Matthew McConaughey in, I think, and I really, really wanted to see it. And it ended with a bunch of parallel universes going on. It got a
Dallas Buyers Club.
No, that's a good movie. Dallas Buyers Club.
Movie.
Great fucking movie. No, what was it? It was about space. Anybody?
I didn't see it. I don't know.
Bueller?
Interstellar.
There it is. Thank you. Nearly pulled the computer out there. Interstellar. That's all about. Parallel universe. Got a little shit. It was a good movie. Got a little stupid towards the end. So apparently they're a thing, but there you go. There's another Lewis running around somewhere doing a podcast in reverse.
There's only one Lewis, please.
Does that mean that we start old and get young? What was that other movie? What was it?
Oh, Benjamin Button.
Benjamin Button. Saw the first half. Saw him when he was old. Does he end up as a baby in that movie? I was always kind of curious. Does he end up as a little baby in the movie?
Yeah, he disappears back into a fetus.
He crawls back into his mother? Oh, he crawls right back into his mother? No way.
Get the fuck out of town. Shut up, Brian. Does he really?
Brian? Really?
Yeah, I'm pulling up the clip.
You pull up the clip,
Whoa. I want to see this. I've never seen Benjamin Button.
And that's amazing special effects. They got Brad Pitt crawling into... A vagina would have been quite a challenging scene. One would have thought at the time.
Think about how many vaginas Brad Pitt has crawled into in his career. Jesus Christ, that man is beautiful.
This show is off the rails today. What is going on?
We're gonna put a little warning. Don't listen to this one with your kids.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, never mind that. Just real fast before we get into we get our first guest, Marvin Vettori, on. Let's talk about Jorge Masvidal. We'll actually talk about this. I'm looking at Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington. Them two obviously used to be street fighters. What am I saying? Used to be training partners, and now they're not. Now they don't like each other whatsoever. And Colby Covington, excuse me, did an interview recently, and he sat down and he said, and I'm reading off my phone here, Colby Covington threatens to concuss Masvidal in the street fight. He's never going to be the same person again. And he goes on to say, me and Street Judas are 100% going to fight before it's all said and done. We might fight a couple of times because if I see him in the street, it's going to be a fade session. I don't know what that means. What does a fade session mean?
I think that means that they're going to get faded.
Haircuts? They're going to get haircuts?
Drunk? Is that drunk? I think that's drunk in the hood.
Yeah, well, he's going to get a fade session. He's going to get put on concrete. I'm going to drop him on his fucking head and put stitches in the back of his head. I'm not going to be nice. I promise that. And he knows that. Deep down inside, he knows, but he's willing to take a paycheck in the UFC to get his ass whooped because he knows the UFC is going to pay his fucking medical bills. Besides that, if we fight on the street, I'm going to drop him on his fucking head and he's never going to be the same person again because he's going to be concussed. The concrete's going to mess with him and I'll probably kick his teeth in two while I'm at it. Whoa. I mean, I gotta say, that is, well, that's a threat. That's definitely, that's taking it to a whole nother level. Instead of going from, I think I'm going to win this fight. He sucks. Fuck him. I reckon I get an armbar in round one, and I'll make him eat his words. No, that's a personal threat. You could even, I wouldn't. I'd laugh my ass off. I'd love it. But you could take that to the police.
Technically, right?
Technically, you could say he's threatening to beat me when he sees it. Now, Masvidal would never do that, but fucking hell.
By the way, that would be the funniest fucking result of this is if Masvidal got Covington locked up for threatening him.
Hey, let's remember, Covington, this is coming from the person that went to the police on Fabrizio Verdum. Remember when Verdum threw the fucking boomerang at him?
Covington went to the police, that's right.
Yeah. So what's he
that
fucking
is weird.
doing? Yeah, it's very, very weird.
Weird. He doesn't like him, obviously. I would not want to get into if I had to pick one of the two to get into a street fight with, I would way rather get into a street fight with Covington. It's just Masvidal, I don't know much about him. He's just kind of a hood rat. And those videos from back in the day when he was doing those like Kimbo Slice backyard fights, he can fucking he's a street fighter. I don't know. Maybe Covington, I have no idea about his background, but he's like a Trump supporting wrestler, clean cut white guy. I'm just assuming he hasn't scrapped in the streets as much as Jorge Masvidal.
I don't think he would have done, but we'll get back to that later because the screens have just changed, and here he is. We were talking about dreams before, Lewis, but here he is, the Italian dream, Marvin Vettori. Welcome to the show. How are you, my friend? Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, man. Can you hear me? Because it's the first time using Zoom, actually.
Yeah, no. We got you loud and clear. So Saturday night, we finished the fights in, where were we? In Jacksonville. And we go back to the hotel. I'm hanging out in the hotel lobby. There's Perillo, there's Mark Coleman, there's a few of us having a good time. And then obviously there's Marvin Vettori as well. And we're chatting away. And on the the Friday after the weigh-ins, I'm queuing up. I'm trying to get coffee in the morning. I'm trying to get coffee, Lewis, and I hear, fucking you son of a bitch. I'm like, I'm sorry, Marvin. I'm sorry. I don't mean, no disrespect. He wasn't doing that. He's like, get that to my face, sir. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I look around and there's Marvin, and you were not a happy person. And I'm like, we got to get him on the podcast, Lewis, to hear about this. So Marvin, first of all, welcome to the show. Thank you very much. But what was going on, my friend?
Thank you for having me, Mike. And it's a pleasure, actually. But yeah, so the thing was, I actually saw you walking by. I'm like, oh, there's Mike. Let me say hi. And then at the same moment, I'm like, fuck, like he's actually coming down from the elevator because they just told me. So I'm like, I got to wait for this guy. And, what happened was that I wake up day of the fight and I get a vocal message from my manager that telling me that the fight is off. And, man, it's been a crazy 5 months for me where I kept preparing for fights and they kept falling through. So I was like, fuck, man, like it's unbelievable. It's happening again. So this time, the day of the fight, after he missed weight, and I'm like, well, he just missed weight. At least, I mean, it seems like he's fighting. And fight day, man, fight day, you're ready to go. And so hearing that he was pulling out, and then I was like, man, I want to talk to the guy. I want to see why he did that. Why was the reason? What's the real reason? I want to look him in the eyes and ask him why. And so I was eating. Basically, it was around like noon, and my nutritionist calls me and is like, I saw him because he was walking by to go to some of his athlete room, and he told me, like, I actually just met him and he's probably coming down right now at the lobby. So I just leave whatever I was doing and I went to the elevator, and then that's when I saw you. But I had to keep going and to meet this guy, and he came down, and I started talking to him, and I was like, he was there with his coaches, and I'm like, so what happened? Why did you guys pull out? And he didn't even talk, and his coach started saying, like, well, they said a couple of different things. But first he said, oh, the guy fainted, and then we called the UFC medical team. We sent him went to the hospital, and his kidney values were off. And I'm like, I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, man, like the kidney values will be off after a weight cut. Like, I think everybody's values of the kidney will be off after a hard weight cut. But so then, but I didn't say that. Then I just basically saw that they were kind of all down. They were all like all upset that the fight didn't happen. And so I was about to walk away, but right before I said, well, Carl, you fucked up, right? And he said, yeah, I did. And then I was about to walk off, and I think his ego got hurt when I made him say that. And I was about half turned around to go, and he looked at me and he's like, oh, but I heard you said I was scared to fight you. And I'm turning around and I'm like, hell yeah, you were scared to fight me. I said you were a broken man yesterday because you didn't make weight, and you're a broken man today. And then he squared up to me and he's like, kind of like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said something like, kind of like he showed like, oh, if you have something to say, we can fight right here, basically, or something. And that's where I flipped off. Because I'm like, man, we were supposed to fight in a couple of hours, you piece of shit, and you pulled out. You could have beat me up if you wanted to in the cage in a couple of hours, and now you pulled out, and now we have to do this all over again. So
no, it really sucks, especially as you said, you went to so you were supposed to fight in London, but you never went, right? The fight was cancelled before you traveled.
I did go to London.
You traveled to London?
I did.
Oh shit! So that sucks. So you went to London, the fight got cancelled. Then you had another fight, and then that gets cancelled because number one, he doesn't make weight, and that's his responsibility. So I understand you being pissed, and then he pulls out the fight. Listen, I get it. And as I say, you were fucking mad. For those people, obviously, you guys listening weren't there. You were fucking making some noise in that hotel. The security came over, they grabbed you. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna kick off. That's why, because I don't see very well, right? My eyesight's terrible, so I didn't know it was you. I'm like, oh fuck, there's a bit of argy-bargy. Let's go and take a look. Let's go and investigate. And as I'm getting closer, I'm like, oh shit, it's Marvin. Fuck that. I'm backing off. That guy's fucking out of his mind. We used to be the same weight class. I'm just trying to get in my coffee. I'm half hungover. I don't want none of Marvin today. I'm just going to back off and go back to the Starbucks. So what have the UFC said? Are they going to rebook the fight?
So they actually rebooked the fight. I was like, man, this guy don't deserve it, because especially, man, what I've been saying is like, he didn't make weight. He had the whole time to make the weight. Now it's a pretty like fine job to do the weight again in a month. And I have a good nutritionist. I know my body, and I'll do it. But it's not gonna be easy. Like because we both cut weight too. He didn't even make weight, and I mean, he was 207. No, like 187.5. So he probably back to 210 at least, and he has to make the weight again. And I'm like, man, I don't care. Even if he missed weight, I'm gonna fight him. But I just want him to be healthy, at least to step into the cage. And that's all. That's what I'm worried about. But I mean, hopefully at least like the PI follows him and stuff, so he can make weight and he can step into the cage. Because if he doesn't, man, it'd be.
So when has that been booked for, though?
13th of June.
Oh, 13th of June. Oh, so not too far away.
No,
Not
that's
too
what
far.
I'm saying. Like, if he had the whole time to make weight and he didn't make it, now he has 3 weeks and a half. I don't
Yeah.
know if he's
And that's going to be
make
at 185. And I'm assuming you got your show money, right, for the last
it.
weekend?
I got my show money. Yeah.
Okay, well, if you look at the silver lining, you're going to get to, hopefully have a good fight. You get paid then and you get the extra show money as well. So I know it sucks, but if you try and look at the positives, obviously you've been in the UFC for quite a while now, Marvin. And for those people that don't know, you had a really close fight with Israel Adesanya. I'm assuming that gives you a lot of confidence.
Yeah, I mean, the confidence doesn't just come from the fight from Adesanya. It comes from the fact that with that skill set that I had back then, I still was able to put on that fight with him, and on my eyes, won the fight. It was a close fight, but so that's what the confidence comes from. Because with that, without knowing so many things that I know now, I was still able to give him that much trouble. And I know, of course, he probably improved too, but I don't think he improved as much as I did. And yeah, man, I've been in the UFC for a long time, but I had some bad luck a little bit, even with this. I've been out for like 14, 15 months because of that Austrian bullshit that I don't know how it got into my body. And so, man, I didn't have that many fights, but I'm here. I keep improving, and I want to show you, man.
Yeah, it's funny you brought up the Austrian thing, and typically I always had a hard stance on performance enhancing drugs, but I'll give you the benefit of doubt, to be honest, because I always said there's no smoke without fire. But we saw a lot of people. Sean O'Malley was a guy. I don't know if you're aware of that situation. He kind of got fucked over a few times where there was just like really, really tiny trace amounts, and now I think you saw there a change in some of the protocol. I might be wrong on that, but I'm sure I read something recently that they're going to change and not quite be quite as stringent. So yeah, I mean, that must have pissed you off.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, a lot of guys that you wouldn't think that, I mean, that I'm sure that, I mean, this Austrian thing is very weird because, like you said, there's very super small amount. Even Neil Magny got found with these things on his body, and I mean, like Neil Magny, I mean, he would be the last guy that I think he would do something with the performance enhancing drugs. So guys like this, but even me, I mean, I'm kind of muscular and stuff, but it don't matter, man. Like, it just every body type is very different. I never did anything in my life, and I thought somebody would come on and told me that it was a prank for like a week or so after that happened, because I'm like, how the hell it did happen? And I know you had a hard stance on that because a couple of times we had a little funny talk on you said something.
We talked a bit of shit back and forth. We talked a bit of shit. That's what I'm saying. When you were going crazy in the hotel and I realized it was you, not that I was being a pussy. I just thought, while you're fired up like that, if you fucking locks eyes with me, Lewis, I don't want to get my ass kicked. I'm going over to the arena just to fucking do the Wayne show, just to talk about fighting. But there's Marvin. He's been fucked over. His opponent's dropped out. He's fucking fuming. And he goes, oh, there's Bisping. That motherfucker's always talking shit online. So I ran off like a pussy. I'm like, fuck this. Nothing to see here.
Because we gotta say, one time Mike did throw some smoke on me, like saying that Israel fight, like trying to talk shit to Israel. He kind of talked bad about me too a little bit. He's like, "Oh, Israel just beat what did you say? Something about like."
I have no idea what I said, but I apologize.
Well, here's the thing.
And I said right away, Mike will leave close, right? We can set up a sparring session.
Hey, let's do it, baby boy. Let's do it. Let's get in the garage. I've got to redeem myself because I'm being nice, so I'm coming across like a pussy. I ain't no fucking pussy, bitch. Lewis, take over quick before me and Marvin get a fucking bounce agreement sent by the UFC. Lewis, ask a question quick.
Well, I read that you showed up Saturday night and weighed in at 205 pounds. You were looking for a fight. You actually wanted to get a fight. How close were you to getting an opponent?
No, I was never close, honestly, but I did want to get a 205 opponent if I could. But I weighed in because I was like, if anything falls off at 185, because there were 2 fights, and they're still willing to fight, they should have still accepted the fight with me after, which it's been hard to get a fight lately. I don't know why. we're in the best promotion in the world, and this guy is acting like, I don't know. But so yeah, I was like, if anybody, although if any of us would fall off, then I could be a replacement, and they would have to accept that I within a 205. But I mean, better than not fighting.
So you trained down at King's MMA with Cordero and, you know, that whole team down there. I was always told, because I wanted to go down there a few times at Marvin and spar, right? But then people told me, they said, fuck, be careful going in there, man. They're throwing flying knees, elbows. People are getting fucked up. So Marvin, what is the situation of the sparring at King's?
I mean, it's all love at the end of the day, but we do go hard on Friday morning. But you know, I don't like once a week. I think you should go hard. Like that's. I
agree.
I mean, you should go hard, and I mean, we have training partners in common. I know you trained with Strickland before. You trained with Rafael dos Anjos. I mean, you know,
for sure. You have to train.
Once a week, you have to go hard. But like, we're not gonna try to hurt each other, especially if you're teammates for a long time.
No, for sure. Listen, I used to spar hard 3 times a week, but we just make sure we wouldn't use elbows on knees. You know what I mean? They're the things that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the elbows and the knees. I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to get kneed in the face.
Yeah, Verdum is kind of crazy with that. Like, I spar Verdum.
That's the guy I'm talking about. He's the one that's the name I was looking for you to say, because I heard Verdum doesn't fuck about. He knees people in the face and then he cranks on a fucking heel hook and destroys your legs.
No, he's never been a crazy leg locker, but like knees for sure. You have to force him to put fucking knee pads, and then eventually, at least, like you're like, he's not gonna throw your nose out of the window. But
so, how long you lived in the States now?
3 years.
3 years. You like it? You're here full time?
Yeah, it's good. It's different. It's just I'm here for business, basically. Like I just train, and basically that's it.
What do you miss about Italy? Because obviously we were having a little discussion about this on Saturday night. Obviously, as we know, I'm English, you're Italian. You've been here 3 years. I've been here 10 years now. What do you miss about back home, though?
It's the vibe a little bit in general, but I mean the food, family, friends. I mean it's home back home. It's different. It's like
that's also the Olive Garden commercial you just named.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Let me ask you a question, because I noticed that you're on Twitter. You've been really vocal, sort of criticizing, or I guess, counter criticizing the MMA media that's been criticizing the UFC for putting on shows. I just talk. What do you take of this? Because there's been a lot of people that have been very vocal against the UFC and saying that they're doing something that's dangerous. Just what's your take overall?
Well, I mean, there's so much that has been going on with all the coronavirus talks and all this and the UFC making events and stuff. But what I'm saying was, like, I don't even care, like, if the UFC is right or not to do events. Obviously, from my point of view, which I'm a fighter, I'm happy if they keep doing events. But you cannot agree with me, it's fine. But what I said is, like, believe it or not, or like whatever you believe, whatever is your opinion, the UFC is not going to really listen to you. You're still going to do events, and fighters are still going to prepare for fights and for their venues. And I know that, and I kind of saw that every time before, like, the April shows, like a week before the venue was starting, media start bombing, like, and being negative on, like, the UFC making events. And a week out is when they were start. So basically, fighters would get ready. And I know, like, media don't decide everything, but they do play a role. So it was like, man, if anything falls out, like if any event just falls out again because the media are so negative about it, and then you get, like, the fighters to prepare all the way till almost a week out, and then somehow the events don't happen again. Who you're gonna really hurt again is the fighters, because they're going to prepare until then an event doesn't happen anymore. But
well, it's not just the fighters, it's the media themselves as well. I mean, Dana said this in an interview last week, and it was actually a really good point. He said, listen, if all these websites or media companies that they work for, they cover NFL, they cover the NBA, basketball, they cover all these big sports, and they cover MMA as well. They said, who do you think are going to be the first people to get laid off? It's going to be the MMA guys, because the NFL and the NBA are bigger sports. So in essence, I mean, listen, of course, there's challenges and there's risks risks, of course. And as you know, Marvin, last week UFC were testing everybody every day. We had to go down every day and have our temperature checked and things like that. So they're doing everything they can. But still, media like to talk shit about the UFC, and I don't know why, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the UFC took a like they decided to do event, they're gonna do them. So they're gonna try to do them all the way. So
Yep.
you talking shit can just play a negative role in it. I mean,
I think
and
that
a lot of
MMA
times they don't even really say facts. They kind of change the story a little bit, so just to make it even look worse. But yeah, I mean, I think the UFC did a good job. Like that, we were getting checked every day, and I mean, everything went pretty smooth. Other than Jacare in his corner, all the other people were in.
Yeah.
We're
Louis, you were going to say something?
Well, I was going to say it's just sort of like with most media in general, but even more so with MMA media because it's such a young. So you think about how young MMA is. Now think about how much younger people that write about MMA is. You know what I'm saying? Like it had to be established as a sport first, and then MMA media sort of came afterwards. And it's sort of built off of these like younger people. It's very clickbaity. Like it's not like real journalists. And I shouldn't say that.
Tread careful, my friend. Tread careful.
There are some, but it's not like these old school journalists who grew up writing for newspapers and actually like. It's most of the MMA media now. They write these short articles. They're very clickbaity, and you want to get people to click on your stuff. And if you talk shit, you know this. You don't got to be a journalist. You could be an MMA fighter. If you talk shit, people are going to talk about you. So when they write these articles, it's just so easy to get people to click on it if they're trying to sort of stir the pot. And I think you're getting more of that than anything else. I don't think they really even care. They just know they're going to get clicks.
Yeah. So Marvin, June 13th is the date. You'll be fighting Carl Robertson again. Where's that going to be? Do you know?
I think it's going to be in Vegas.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, bud. Well, I'm sure you've got training to get to and all that good stuff, so we'll let you go. Marvin, thanks for coming on. Much appreciated, my friend, and thanks for listening to my bullshit on Saturday night without punching me in the face, because I don't know if you know this, Lewis, I waffle bullshit a lot of the time. Marvin, you were very generous. Thank you for your generosity today with your time, and yeah, we look forward to the fight on the 13th.
All right, man. Thank you very much, Mike. No, it was actually a pleasure to listen to you. And yeah, man. All right, I'll see you soon.
All right, buddy. Take care, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
There he is, Marvin, the Italian Dream, Vettori. So we got Gilbert Burns coming on in a little bit, but I think we got a bit of time there. So we were just talking about Covington, weren't we, when he jumped on? Marvin Vettori, great guy, by the way. Fucking great English as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's handsome guy, nice guy. Put you in your place. I like that.
He didn't put me in my place.
Put you right in your place. Oh, it was great. Watch you
I
squirm.
gotta say, no, because he's right. I didn't want to bring it up. We did go back and forth a lot on Twitter, right? And I was just getting my coffee. I'm not looking for a fucking fight. This guy's just made weight, right? He's weighed in. He's fucking amped up. He's ready to go. And he's pissed. His opponent pulls out, so it's all been for nothing. And he's looking for a fight. Literally, he's looking for a fight. That's why he fucking weighed in on the Saturday at 205 pounds. He's looking for a fight. And I used to be a potential former opponent. We talk shit online, and I'm like, I don't see. So I'm like, I'm getting closer. I'm like, who's that? Who's that? I'm like, oh, fuck, it's Vettori. And he's like, hey, Bisping. And I'm like, whoa, fuck this. I'm out of here. I don't need none of that at 9 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. Bisping, you talking this shit? You say it to my face. Well, you got a problem with me? Come on, let's go. He doesn't talk like that at all. That's racist. That's racist. I apologize. But yeah, no, he was pissed, and rightly so.
Yeah, well,
that's funny. Anyway, we'll thanks again, Marvin. You're the man. Good luck on the 13th. Yeah, Street Jesus, Jorge Masvidal. We were talking about that in Covington. Should we just finish that segment before we get?
But I mean, who are you more for in a street fight? Who are you less? Not afraid's not the word. Michael Bisping is not afraid of no man or woman alive. Okay?
Unless it's Friday and you've got a coffee and you've just weighed in. I'm afraid of nobody.
With the exception of Marvin Vettori, there's nobody that Michael Bisping fears that walks this earth. Okay, let it be known.
Listen, Masvidal all day long. I'm not sure who'd win in a mixed martial arts fight, right? That'd be a close fight. Covington's a great fighter. Masvidal is an awesome fighter. He's had a real resurgence. That last year was incredible. It was a big coming out party for him. And I'm a fan because he's an authentic fighter. You know what I mean? I like the authenticity from Masvidal. I've experienced it myself. There was a couple of times he was trying to fight me. You know, he had his boys back, Yoel Romero, which again, I respect. You know, they're boys. Me and Yoel were having a stupid bit of beef, and he had his buddies back. So I respect that. But I think in a real situation, yeah, definitely I'd take Colby Covington over Masvidal because, listen, you know, it's different. When you're fighting in a cage, you've got a referee and there's rules.
Masvidal over Covington.
I'd rather fight Covington over Masvidal.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right, got it. Yeah.
'Cause you never know. Street rules. Little knife, little pool cue,
Couple
little
cousins.
stool. Yeah, look at this. See that scar in the middle of my eyes? See that?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was waiting for the word. Yes.
Yes.
Stool.
I see it.
That's a metal stool. That's a bar stool. Douche. Street rules, baby. That's what happens.
Wow. You probably deserved it too.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the story?
I'd love to hear the story. If I had a bet, you share part of the responsibility.
Nope. Zero.
No way.
Zero responsibility. And of course, we have heard this before and I've been wrong. But you tell me. And I'll tell you the story.
We'll be the judge. Fine.
So, it's a Thursday night. I'm uptown with the boys in Clitheroe. We're drinking. And one of our mates, he's sitting there and he's saying, that fucking guy at the bar, he fucked my girlfriend. And we're like, what? He's like, yeah, he fucked my girlfriend. And he's going on about it all night. Pissed.
Can I just ask you a question?
Please.
What did he fuck his girlfriend when he was with her or before he was with her and he's just annoyed about it and being
I don't know. We didn't ask that kind of detail. We didn't
That's
really
an important
care.
detail.
Nah,
You
but
need
we're
to
just
care
like,
about that.
Well, I'm like, but he was going on. He was crying to us all night, right? So
Right.
I'm like, well, you need to go and talk to him then. Go and have a word with him, right? Because you're fucking going on to us all night. You know him. Apparently, the kind of friends, right? And it's driving him crazy. I said, well,
In the
why don't
story,
you?
this is the moment that Bisping, if you didn't do this, you would not have got a stool to your face.
I wouldn't have got a stool to my face. No. So I said, oh, fucking, that was the least of my problems. I ended up in hospital. So I said, well, go fucking talk to the guy. And he goes, right, I will. So we're all sitting there. There's about four of us. We're all having our beers. We're like, oh, fucking hell, this will be fun. Here we go. And he walks over and he just starts going, boom, 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 grabs it and starts punching him in the fucking face. We're like, holy shit, what's he doing? That's not what we meant. I meant actually go and have a word with him. And he starts going over and starts beating him up. So I run over and I'm breaking up the fight. I swear to God, I'm breaking it up. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, man? Anyway, what was it? Oh, boom, I'm going to punch in the face. And I looked round, and it was a pub landlord who was a renowned
Marvin Vettori.
bare knuckle gypsy boxing champion, right? He was older though. He was an older guy, right? I won't say his name because it's disrespectful. It's a small town, but even the cops had a word with me about it and said, "He's a fucking serious dude. You want to be careful." Anyway, he punched me in the face. So I looked round. It was a shitty punch. I took it on the chin, no problem. And I said, what the fuck, man? I said, did you just fucking punch me in the face? He's like, yeah, I did. I said, I'm trying to stop the fight. I'm trying to stop this. And he said some bullshit. I forget what it was. And he goes, boom, and fucking headbutts me. I'm like, did you just headbutt me? And he's like, yeah, I did. I'm like, motherfucker. So I go, boom. Give him a little body shot, just a little.
I was going to say, at what point are you going to defend yourself? Jesus, Bisping.
He's a fucking pub landlord. He's an older man. I have respect for my elders, and he's a gypsy.
If this is Conor McGregor, McGregor would have fucking laid this guy out.
Oh, fucking hell, he'd have been dead. Fucking, so I just, boom, I give him a nice little liver shot. Boom, there you go. And he drops him. But, of course, being a gypsy and being a bare knuckle boxing champion and all the rest of it, he has a few locals that are unsavory characters. Turns out, much to my ignorance, there's 20 of them in the fucking pub. All of a sudden, boom, I get cracked over the head. I'm on the floor. I'm getting kicked in the fucking head. A big metal stool cracks me in the eye. It all spills outside. I've got milk, beer crates being thrown on me, fucking stools, everything. Stool comes in again. My mate Burge puts his hand out to stop the stool. That broke his arm. Right,
Wow.
It was bad. It was a fucked up situation.
It's like an old school like English pub. All the wood is fucking heavy as hell.
Yeah, no, it was the Dog and Partridge. The Dog and Partridge in Clitheroe. There you go. So that's what happened there. Wasn't my fault. Trying to stop it. Trying to be a good person, a good citizen. The story gets a lot better. But I'm not going to say it on the podcast. Maybe next week. We'll do it in installments. Circle of trust, baby. All right, where are we going? What are we doing?
All right. So yeah, I guess we could good luck to Colby Covington. Those guys, I hope to see them fight in the cage one day, to be honest with you. I'd rather
Yeah. But
rather be able to see the
knowing
fight.
Masvidal, like I mean, I don't know him that well, but I've been around him. He is genuine. He's authentic. That might be on site where if Masvidal catches up with him, I think it would be on site. But I'd rather they did it in the octagon. It'd be a great fucking fight. I'd love to see it. I really would. How long until Gilbert Burns comes on? We got a little time for a segment.
I'm not sure. What time is he scheduled to come on?
20 minutes or so, guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's talk about Jones and Ngannou talking shit, right?
Oh, yeah. Go on, Lewis. I'll let you do some talking. I've been waffling on.
You have been waffling for quite a long time.
Waffle.
I need the owner of that pub to come in here and really fucking.
Hoppy, he's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead. Right? And, all right, okay. And then after that.
Easy. What happened? No.
Listen. And then after that, I'm black and blue. I'm covered in blood. And a guy that I've been having beef with in Clitheroe rips his shirt off and runs over to me. And here's what this guy would do. He would do it all the time. He's like 5 years older than me. Clitheroe's a small town. Every time I'd walk through the town centre, he would rip his shirt off and sprint at me full speed and then stop right in front of me and go, ha, like that and laugh. Right? And I would shit my pants, and he would do it all the time to fuck with me. And anyway, I've been beat to fuck. I'm black and blue, black eyes, broken nose, cuts, blood everywhere. And I walk around the corner, my buddies are all like, "Oh, you okay, Mike?" And he's there and he rips his shirt off and does it again. I'm like, well, fuck that. Wrong time, wrong place. Boom. Anyway, so he fucking got dealt with. And he's dead as well, incidentally.
You killed both of those people.
That's what people think. And then the next day, trust me, it's in my book. The next day, somebody came to my house and tried to murder me with a fucking petrol and a fucking hammer.
Oh,
he's dead as well. And I had nothing to do with any of them.
Coincidence? I don't know. But we're just saying, maybe don't fuck with Bisping.
One guy died. I know this is the thing, because whenever I tell these stories to people, they go, "So where's that guy now?" And I go, "He's dead." And they're like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And they go, "Where's the other guy?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's dead." They're like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" I'm like, "No, guys, it had nothing to do with me." One very tragically committed suicide in a police cell. One died in a car crash, and one died of a heart attack, I think. So, my hands are clean, Lewis. My hands are clean.
Your hands are clean, but you don't feel bad about those guys. Good death.
Oh, no, I do. One of them I do, for sure,
One
of
of
course.
them,
yeah. All right, where were we? Oh, John Jones. John Jones talking shit, trying to get a fight with Francis Ngannou. We're going to get into all the tweets, etc., in just a moment. But right off the top, tell me what you think. I'm kind of wondering if Jones is starting this beef with Ngannou, which is admirable, and it is a fight that has people kind of turned on and want to see. But I'm wondering, is he doing this simply to fuck with DC? Because there was talk of DC and Ngannou at UFC 249. Remember all that? And now Jones has come out, and now he's fucking bursting his bubble, so to speak.
I mean, yeah, maybe, possibly. I don't know. How deep does the hatred between John Jones and DC go? I know they really don't like each other. Is John Jones just trolling DC? I don't think Jones is. That doesn't seem like that's his MO. I think John Jones is trying to get a big paycheck from the UFC. He knows the UFC is about to come out of this, down period. And I think that he sees a big opportunity to possibly jump up to heavyweight and, maybe to lay his bones there. No pun intended. And I think we've talked about this for a very long time. John Jones, if he wants to erase all of the negative shit and all the questions, anything from his career, he moves up to heavyweight, competes, wins the title, and ends his career as a UFC heavyweight champion, undefeated, never loses. That will, in my opinion, cement his legacy as the best mixed martial artist of all time. Maybe the only way to do it, because all the questions about the steroids and all the, there's a lot of questions on those wins, especially the close ones. Alexander Gustafsson, if John Jones, we don't know if he was on juice at that time, but you can sort of assume, you can deduce, if I'm a betting man, I would say that he was. And that fight, a lot of people thought he won it.
Ngannou's not the champion.
So it doesn't matter. He goes up and fights Ngannou, beats Ngannou. He's now a heavyweight. He goes and fights for that heavyweight championship. You think he's going to go up for one fight? No.
Probably not, I would have thought. I mean, he's done everything he needs to do at light heavyweight. Let's be honest. He has cleared out multiple generations, multiple champions, all the rest of it. Harrington, while I'm talking, can you bring up the tweets in question? Because that's how they've been doing this. They've been going back and forth. Harrington, you read them out to us when you're ready. Because, listen, fair play. Ngannou looked fucking terrifying against Rosenstrike at the weekend or 2 weeks ago. Prior to that, knocked out Dos Santos. The only time he's done bad is against Derek Lewis when he was a little gun shy and got beat. And then Stipe Miocic. Other than that, he's fucking knocking everybody out. And John Jones was saying in the tweets, he said, what are you going to do? Just come at me and try and knock me out in the first 20 seconds? And when that fails, what are you going to do? And if Jones fights a heavyweight, I don't know, he probably would come in. He's a big man. Probably 240, I would say. So it's not going to be a ridiculously...
I think you weigh 237 right now.
Brother. Oh, prime British beef. Got on the scale this morning, 220. And that was after 2 coffees and a glass of water. We're going to be in the 218.5 realm, I got to say. That's what you do. Every time I get on the scale, I'm like, okay, well, I haven't taken a shit, so that's half a pound. I've had 2 coffees, and they were in big cups. That's a pound there.
My
and I've
sheath
got my
underwear are
T-shirt on.
0.2 pounds.
Yeah, sheath underwear, whilst extremely comfortable, they're very heavy for underwear. I haven't had a piss yet. I haven't had a pee, and I've had 2 coffees and a water. Bro, I'm a welterweight at this stage.
Basically, yeah.
So Jones would come in at about 240, I think. And let's remember, Jones can wrestle. Jones has a much wider, diverse arsenal of attacks. He can wrestle. He's got good jiu-jitsu. He's also got a fantastic fight IQ, right? He can come up with a game plan. We've seen him do it time and time again. You know, you think Glover Teixeira, he can't deal with his intensity or the in close quarters fight. He fought him like he was fighting in a phone booth. He beats people at their own game. But he ain't beating Ngannou at his own game. He isn't going to beat Ngannou by standing toe-to-toe and trading punches. If that's the case, if that's the game plan, he gets flatlined just like everybody else.
Yeah, it's not like John Jones. He doesn't have one-punch knockout power like Ngannou has, right? So he's never really been that
Nobody has one-punch knockout power like Ngannou has. Mike Tyson, back in the day, that is it. I'm telling you, I spoke about this recently. I did that boxing podcast, the talk or something with Eddie Hearn and fuck me, Tony Bellew, pardon me. And I said on there, because they were talking Dillian White, he's a tremendous UK boxer doing very well right now. And again, I'm just talking shit. But I was like, no, fucking Ngannou would knock him out in a boxing match. I don't think there's anyone out there, even in the boxing world, that's hitting like Ngannou right now.
Yeah, I mean, John Jones. I mean, he'd have to come in as a major favorite, right? You know, it's not like John.
No. Ngannou's the favorite
already. That's crazy.
On the odds, Harrington, are you working on these tweets, baby boy? I'm not hearing anything. I'm not seeing tweets. I'm not hearing anything. Harrington, are you alive?
Yes, sir. I'm alive.
What are you wearing today? What are you wearing? First of all, show yourself.
Oh boy, this is not going to be good.
Let me see. Ooh. What is that on your hair? What is going on with that?
It's a faux hawk. I'm having silly quarantine haircut time.
Hold on, you did that on purpose?
Yeah.
I thought that was like because I saw you earlier and I thought, oh, you just got out of the shower or something. But then you come back and it's still like that.
There's no chance Harrington just got out of the shower. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
I went for a run this morning and then took a shower.
How you lost any weight, Harrington? How many pounds were you down?
I have not been on the scale since quarantine started, so I'm hoping to leave quarantine where I started it.
So back to the point in question. So you did that on purpose. You looked in the mirror, you styled that yourself, and thought, "Yeah, this is a good look."
As good as it's gonna get.
Harrington, you bring so much comedy to this show. Please never change. The fuck-ups, the stupidity, the fedoras, whatever it is, just never change, buddy. You bring great dynamic to the show. Anyway, tweets, Jones, Ngannou, what we got?
Okay, so it started the night of the OSP versus Ben Rothwell fight. He said, man, it was weird seeing OSP fight at heavyweight. It made it seem so much more real to me, especially knowing he was at 240. With a little more cardio, he would have been cherry. I was visualizing myself as him that whole time. And then he followed it up quickly after. He tweets so much, man.
Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to lay off the Twitter a little bit.
Who would you guys consider the quicker and more technical striker, Thiago, Santos, or Francis? If you guys think I wouldn't take this fight, you're insane. I have absolutely nothing else to prove at light heavyweight. I'd love to make that big money fight right around now. Send the deal.
Also lost a split decision, Thiago Santos. Or I mean, one a split decision.
He won a split decision, but I'll say this, and no disrespect, and Harrington, stay on the line. If he is comparing the knockout power of Thiago Santos to fucking Francis Ngannou, he's out of his mind. I mean, I get what he's trying to do. You got to build yourself up, and you got to put them down. You can draw parallel universe. He's going backwards even, but still, he's going backwards if he thinks fucking Thiago Santos is the threat that Francis Ngannou is on the feet. That's batshit crazy.
Yeah, he's never dealt with anyone that has this sort of. I mean, like, you know, you said it before, nobody has that knockout power. But there is something there. I mean, if John Jones is used to dealing with faster, more technical strikers and they're not able to really get off on him, but Thiago Santos probably isn't the one to name because Thiago Santos did get off on him while fucking up his knee. He tore his knee in like 3 different places. And it's like, well, you're taking a really, really close fight where a guy who, you know, Thiago Santos is incredible, but let's get real. Ngannou, they're talking about him being like the fucking dude. If Ngannou touches you in the first minute of that fight, if he just touches you, it's going to be a problem. And John Jones, he gets hit and he winces and he's sort of like, you know, he's not, and it's probably because he's not used to getting hit as much as other guys. Other guys probably just take more damage than he does even in sparring. He's just so good at being a defensive fighter.
But look at the fight with Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes definitely connected on many, many occasions, but there's more to this puzzle. There really is. Harrington, with the tweets, with the storyline, what else we got? Because Ngannou came back, I believe.
So Ngannou fired out a real weird picture of him just sitting there, like, you know, with his tongue out, and he asked, "Hello, Johnny, are you still there?" at Johnny Bones. Jones responded, "First, you can save the rest of your tongue pictures for your other homies, and yes, I'm right here, just waking up from watching that Derek Lewis fight again. You ain't scaring nobody. I saw your heart. You're a big old mouse. I'll expose you."
And... Harrington's just going to do the rest of the show now, just reading out tweets. Well, I sit here and pop CBD.
CBD. Got it. I'm going to pop some CBD too.
MDDD. Carry on.
Well, the latest
Does it get juicy? The good stuff, Harrington. Get to the good stuff.
The latest one I have is, you think I'm going to sit here and let Francis kill me in my best DC voice. I mean, Jones just keeps circling back to that same point over and over again, that he wants this fight. He's not afraid to take this fight, but he needs a massive payday for him to take anything other than the next man up at light heavyweight.
Everyone right now in a weird time is trying to hold the UFC's feet to the fire. Cejudo's doing it. Jones is doing it. It's like, guys, we're in the middle of a quarantine. It's just sort of it's weird timing. I don't know. Just give them 3 months and then hold their feet to the fire a little bit. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's a massive step up. I mean, let's just talk about Thiago Santos and Dominic Reyes. Hey, great fighters, amazing fighters, right? And they get the job done on the feet. And Santos has been knocking people out. And Dominic Reyes was undefeated, and he took fucking Jones, gave Jones everything he could muster. I thought he won the decision. Whatever. Jones got the job done, got his hand raised. Fucking Francis Ngannou is a completely different animal. He's a completely different. Have you seen the size of him? He's fucking gigantic, and when he connects with people, they go to sleep. Look what he did to Cain Velasquez, one tiny little tap. So for Jones, he knows that. He's a very, very smart fighter. He's very cerebral. He's going to come up with a tremendous game plan. What's that game plan going to consist of? Well, it's going to consist of taking him down. It has to. That's the way to beat Francis Ngannou. You have to take him down.
He can take him down? I mean,
I think he could. I think he could. Could he keep him there? And could he do enough damage whilst he's down, to make it really worthwhile? That remains to be seen. And that's what makes this interesting, because Jones has always had good wrestling. In his early days, he would take people down and just fucking destroy them with elbows. Yeah. So that would have to be the game plan, because there's no way Jones is going to stand and go toe-to-toe. Can he wrestle him? And if Jones can wrestle him, then that means DC can wrestle him, right? But can they do that? I don't know. What do you think, Lewis? Can DC and Jones, let's go 2 at a time,
I mean, DC is a different
Ngannou.
DC can out-wrestle anybody, probably. I mean, yeah, John Jones, he's just, whatever it is, like, Jones is like, he's longer and skinnier. His wrestling is always he just doesn't seem as powerful as DC, but I'm probably wrong about that. I think DC talked about how powerful John Jones felt, and he talked about that in the past. It's so hard to see anybody really just throwing Francis Ngannou down. I mean, I think, it's going to start standing. They're going to have to come out, and they're going to have to, it's not like John Jones just going to rush forward and take a power double and keep on going for that. Could you imagine John Jones taking that approach, or do you think he would need to take that approach?
Well, as I said a moment ago, he's definitely got to wrestle him. That's for sure. And if you look at Stipe, that was his path to success, right? He essentially out-wrestled him. He used some smart head movement. He had excellent footwork. And he also hit the takedowns when the time was right. And then as the fight progressed, Ngannou got more and more tired. And then Stipe started to take over with the hands as well. Happens every time. That's mixed martial arts. Once you start getting wrestle-fogged, it messes with your mind, and then you start getting outstruck on the feet. That's just the way it goes down. And if Stipe could do that, then yeah, I reckon DC could do that. I don't know if Jones could. And I'm not saying that Jones could beat DC, because as we've seen, Jones beat him twice, but still, styles make fights. We hear that all the time. And I think Jones's style, whilst being a good wrestler, I don't know. I just want to see it. I
want to see John Jones at heavyweight. Look, we've both been somewhat critical of Jones in the past, for whether we're taking shots and just joking around or not. I want to see John Jones at heavyweight. I think John Jones moving up to heavyweight will be career defining. I think it'll be division defining. I think the UFC heavyweight division, if John Jones comes there and stays there, I think it does for mixed martial arts sort of what Mike Tyson did for boxing. And it really is, I don't think it's, no offense to, Stipe, no offense to DC, any of these guys. I think that having the premier fighter, the guy who's considered number one pound for pound in the world, have your heavyweight title, I think it holds real value. And I think John Jones going for that challenge would be great for the sport overall and great for John Jones. I think, and Harrington, pull up the odds, I don't see how Ngannou beats Jones, with the exception of catching him early, and it's just being a puncher's chance. And even in that, I don't know if that's, it's a weird thing. Well,
that's what Jones is alluding to. That's what he said. He said, "What, you're just going to come out here and swing, close your eyes and swing for the fences and hope that one of those punches connects?" And I see his point, but there's more to it. There's, Ngannou's better than that. He's not just a big, powerful. He's super athletic. He's very, very fast, and he's getting better and better at defending takedowns all the time. What are the actual odds, Harrington? And do we have any news on Gilbert Burns?
John Jones is opening as a plus 130 underdog. Francis Ngannou favored with a money line of minus 150. The only disclaimer there is that the fight has to happen in 2020 for those odds to be good.
Okay. I mean, yeah, listen, Ngannou, he's on a roll right now, knocking everybody out. So, yeah,
if there you go. I'll be putting my BIM coin on John Jones in that fight.
Who would you? Yeah, so you'd bet on Jones, would you?
Yeah, even though it's weird because John Jones, if you look at the last few fights, right? So he's got decisions against Reyes, Santos, and Anthony Smith, who are all great, but I don't know that anybody thought that any of those guys were going to beat John Jones. I think it was sort of like, yeah, John Jones got these guys, got this in the bank. But he fought close decisions with all these guys, really tough decisions with all these guys, and it might be a lack of motivation. Sort of reminds me of when GSP, toward the end of his run at welterweight, he was fighting these really close fights that he should have been winning, and he should have been winning them a little bit more handily. He almost lost to Johnny Hendricks. A lot of people thought that he did lose to Johnny Hendricks. So I think John Jones might be unmotivated at 205, and the challenge at heavyweight to come up and this is like, holy shit, his eyes are open again. This is young John Jones. This is when he came to the UFC. He has something to prove.
So this would be a chance for John Jones. I mean, as we know, anytime we talk, there's all these conversations all the time about greatest of all time, right? And who is that person, pardon me. And it's generally the same names. It's Demetrius Johnson was thrown around for a while. George St. Pierre has always been a front runner. Anderson Silva in his prime. Daniel Cormier is in discussion, and John Jones. And people always kind of say, well, Jones has the 2 steroid allegations, right? And that's why predominantly people pick George St. Pierre over John Jones. If Jones was to move up to heavyweight, take out Francis Ngannou, become heavyweight champion, and then defend the belt a few times, I believe that would eradicate any doubt whatsoever that Jones is the greatest of all time. Because right now it's probably his GSP or DC. DC won the belt at heavyweight, but Jones beat him twice. Okay, picograms, all that bullshit, but still, facts remain, he beat him twice. For Jones to come out and truly be the greatest of all time and earn that right, because he has earned that right. Right, and if he is innocent, then I feel sorry for him regarding the steroids and whatnot. Then there you go. But never mind that, because for the second time in God knows how long, Gilbert Burns, I think he's now becoming like an intern on the Believe in Me podcast. He's definitely entertaining people on Twitter. Have you seen the people, Lewis, with the dancing guys with the coffin? You must have seen it.
No, I haven't.
What do you mean? You don't follow Gilbert on Twitter? Fuck me.
I do.
I don't know where you get these videos from, Gilbert. Every day it's a different video of somebody doing something, and then that music kicks in, and then the guys with the fucking coffin. And then just today or yesterday, he had the coffin with Tyron Woodley's face on it. And very well done, I might say. Many different faces of Gilbert Burns carrying the coffins. It was excellent photo job, my friend. Gilbert, welcome to the show. There it is. There it is. Look at this. Look at that. There they are. That's funny. How you doing, Gilbert?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. I'm nervous. First main event, I'm not going to lie. I'm like a little anxious fighting a former champ. But the training has been good. I've been always they say I'm like Bisping. I'm always training. I'm always doing something. I'm busy. I like to stay training, stay ready. And when they give me the call, I was like, let's go, But I'm a little nervous, I'll be honest. My first main event, yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, well, main event, this could be a big coming out party. Certainly against a guy like Tyron Woodley, a guy that's been around forever, big household name in mixed martial arts, and of course, a former champion. But you're coming off a very, very big win, but kind of an easy win. You didn't take any damage in the fight against Damian Maia. You got a beautiful left hook. I mean, so the body must feel good because you can parlay that training camp straight into another training camp.
Yeah. I'm 100%. No injuries, injuries free. Training good, training hard. The corona was good and never good. But I had a great time to rest, to recover, get a little relax on my body, but go back to training, and it was good. I cannot say that I got 100% training because I don't think nobody is able to get 100% training, but very close to 100%. I still lifting with my coach. I still training, but the training was a little bit more not as full as before, like 50 people on the mats. It was just my guys that I like to work. It was a little bit more closer, but was very, very close to all my camps, with the whole corona thing lockdown, but we still get a very good work in.
Yeah, well, that's good, to be honest. You don't want 50 people on the mat. I mean, listen, it's great to have that environment, right? And everyone's enjoying themselves and the endorphins and lots of training partners. But when you're getting ready for a fight like this, I preferred a smaller camp. Obviously, your last fight was Damian Maia. It was a quick knockout. Tyron fought Damian Maia, and it was a decision. Of course, MMA math doesn't work like that, but does that performance give you confidence coming into the Woodley fight?
Not really. It's a different fight. He's a different guy. Long time ago that he fought with Damian. He fought with the way we approached the fight was different. He just don't want to get taken down and stay there, the little stand up. But I'm looking forward to finish the fight. The way I look at the fight, if I was just trying to just win, it will be different. But I go there and I try to dominate the guys and finish. And but yeah, comparing Damian to Woodley, for sure, the performance confirms that I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right things. But yeah, it's a total different fight. I'm very confident too, but it's a different fight,
Now you're fighting 5-round short notice. I know that has to be a little bit daunting. Just talk to me a little bit about the difference between sort of preparation, because you don't have the same sort of time to prepare specifically for Woodley, but this is also somebody that's been in your sights for a little while. So have you been preparing for him sort of mentally?
Yeah, I have been prepared for Tyron Woodley, and I got that call. I got the call 5 weeks. I remember when I got the call first, I had 5 weeks. Hey, do you want to fight Tyron Woodley June 6th? I said, yeah, for sure I want to fight. Don't even make those questions no more. And we started camp, and then the camp gets short because they called me, hey, I think we're doing on the 23rd. And then okay, let's go. 23rd, let's go. And then we start going hard, and then they extend a little bit for May 30th. But yeah, I think I didn't change enough of my training, to be honest. I just put more volume. Now I'm doing 5-6 rounds. On the grappling, we always doing a lot of rounds, but on the sparring, I was doing 4 or 5 rounds. That was the thing that I was doing. But now it's just harder. I'm doing the way I do my conditioning. I do my guys at IHP, the Institute of Human Performance. We do a functional training, circuits. So I do 3 rounds, 5-6 minute circuit, 10 stations. Now I'm doing 5 minute rounds. 5 rounds, 5 minute rounds. the conditioning has been way harder than before. Now I'm getting used to it. Now I'm feeling a lot better the last 2 weeks. But the sparring is hard because I stay on the middle and like every round come a different guy. On the beginning, I'm very fresh, so sometimes I do 2.5 with one guy, 2.5 the other guy. Boom, break. 2.5 one guy, second round, 2.5 the second guy. Then they changing. Always the fresh guys. I think the sparring and the conditioning has been a lot different, like way tougher. I'm feeling way better the last 2 weeks, but wow, like 3 weeks to go, 4 weeks. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard to get in shape for like 5 rounds. It was different. Now I don't feel there's that much difference. It just as soon as you accept, as soon as you put that, okay, I'm doing 5 rounds. You don't hold nothing. I've been doing good.
Sorry, I've just been thinking of this line for a bit, but like the sparring is essential, but I'm always falling in and out of love with the sparring. Okay, and I've been dying to say that I'm always falling in and out of love with the conditioning, because it sucks, but it's good for you. Gilbert, you've been on a bit of a tirade of abuse towards Woodley. I'm sure it's all in good faith, and you're just trying to get the fight and trying to hype the fight a little bit, but. Yeah, talk to us about that. Talk to us about the trash talk, the videos, the Twitter, all the rest. Because it's fun. As a fan on the outside, it makes it, it's great.
No, yeah, I have fun. People be, hey, you need to talk shit, but no, just for sure. Sometimes I talk a little shit, but just if it's funny, I will do it. If it's not fun, I'm not gonna do it. But if it makes sense, if it's me, if I feel like I'm not gonna feel bad doing it, I will do it. And those things, it was funny, bro. But first thing, they asked me for a fight. And then for sure, first beat them in my Saturday, Sunday, I saw the Twitter. Lockdown on UK, they canceled the London fight. And I just tweeted it out. I said, no one told me. I just, wow. Hey, if you guys really bring that card to US, I fight Leon Edwards or I fight Aaron Woodley. And I just throw it away. Let's see if someone, And after that, just got the bite. My manager Ali, he called me. Hey, you sure you want to fight Woodley? I said, for sure, I want to fight Woodley. And that all started. And then after that, he went on social media and he said, "Oh, I got the fight." And then he started lying because as I know, he don't want that fight. And then he tweeted, "Oh, I was getting the fight with Burns, but back then he said no." And then after that, I said, "Okay, also you lying, blah blah blah." I started doing the memes and everything. It was just like trying to hype the fight for sure. Every single one, Mike, like you, every single one that ever step on octagon, I have a huge respect. Like it's not for everyone. People, we're not normal. That's how I say we're not normal. We're different. To step on the octagon, a former champion, I have a lot of respect. But for sure, I'm gonna hype up the fight. I'm gonna talk a little shit. He's getting old. He wanna rap. Falling in love. And all this thing,
you just had me cracking up with that. The falling in and out of love. You kept posting it, man. I'm like, motherfucker, you're going straight for the jugular there. The guy's trying to form a rap career. I mean, to be fair play to Woodley. Sorry, Lewis, I know you got a question.
That's okay.
Fair play to Woodley, because anytime you put yourself out there like that in the public, people are going to talk shit. You're there to be criticized. So it takes a lot of balls to do what Tyron did. And I like Tyron. Tyron's a great guy, but I can't pretend I didn't laugh at that stuff. Lewis, I'm sorry, buddy. I butted in. You had a question.
No, it's okay. It relates to what we're talking about. So, I mean, on the flip side, though, when people talk shit about you on social media, whether it's other fighters or fans or whatever, does it ever bug you a little bit?
Not really. I have fun with these guys. Couple guys make fun. Couple guys go a little crazy. They send me messages and they talk a lot of crap. I said, man, that guy might be hating himself right now the way he talk. Like you cannot get angry at people like that. And when they send so much stuff for me, I don't bite to that stuff. I just let it go. I say, yeah, I'm not gonna even answer these guys. Those guys, they so much hate on these guys. They need some nice wife on their lives or kids or something like that or like. But I don't. To be honest, I don't. I don't know what they gotta do, but they gotta do too much to take me out of my life. Man, these guys talking that much crap. No, I don't think I'm gonna bite to those things.
So all jokes aside, all fucking around on Twitter, because I know you have respect. It's just you're just hyping the fight. You're trying to have fun. You're trying to get him to accept the fight. He's a dangerous fighter. I'm sure you know this. He's a tremendous fighter. He's got excellent wrestling, hell of an athlete, very strong, and he's got that dynamite right hand. How do you approach this fight? By the way, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to put fear in you. He has the dynamite right hand. You know that you.
He's
fucking monster.
unbeatable.
What are you doing, Gilbert? Why are you taking this fight? No. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Hi.
Hi.
This is your boy?
Joshua. Yeah, my boy
Hey,
Joshua.
what's up,
I
Joshua?
hope it's his boy.
Yeah,
Just some random kid.
Yeah. So how do you break down the fight, Gilbert?
like you said, he's very strong, very explosive, a very athletic guy, very strong. He has all his credentials in wrestling. He's not been using his wrestling that much in the fights, being taken down a couple times, and I believe I gotta take his power away. To be honest, I gotta put a lot of pressure in the beginning, for sure, keep my hands up. But he allows me. If he always allows people to put pressure. He like to back away a little bit, then get explosive. And I want to explore that. I want to put a lot of pressure on him since the beginning, but I see myself making him tired. I see that I can grapple this guy for sure. He's very strong, very athletic, but so do I too, bro. I'm a monster here too. I'm looking forward.
Yep.
No crazy weight cut, bro. I'm looking forward to testing myself with these guys. I know he's a tough fight. But I like the matchup. I like that he's a wrestler. I'm a grappler. I want him to try to take me down. It's not easy, but even if he does, boom, we're home right now. We're gonna work. Even my back on the floor, I'm very excited to see if he's gonna do it and show my potential on my jiu-jitsu. Even my back on the floor, you guys saw a little bit with Damian Maia, took me down, boom, right back up, took my back, boom, escaped it. So I can't wait to grapple with these guys. But I got my new toys right here too. That, bro, if he blinking his eyes, I'm gonna knock him out too. So I'm confident with the matchup, and I visualize myself in a lot of bad spots too. I know I can get in a lot of bad spots. I can get hurt, but guess what? I'm gonna keep on going, and I believe I'm gonna be the winner of this fight.
And a side note, as an aside, obviously you're a family man. How nice was it to see your brother make his UFC debut and score a knockout?
Yeah, that was awesome. And
He's fighting on the same card as you, right?
Yeah, see.
Yeah, come on, bro. Come on. I got my ear to the ground.
We just waiting on an opponent, but I think he's fighting on the same card. Yesterday they gave me two names. They say, "What do you think about this guy?" I said, "Let's go." What do you think about this guy? I said, "What happened to the other guy?" No, the first guy didn't accept. I said, "Take this guy," and then after later on he called, "Bro, that guy didn't accept you." I said, "Wow." But they say I'm on the card. I say, "Okay, let's go." Someone gonna take that beating, Just
how nice is that to have your brother fight with you? I mean, it's rare. We've seen it a few times now, but now you guys are two brothers that have made it to the UFC together. That's got to be a pretty cool feeling.
No, it's very cool, especially my young brother. Like my baby brother.
It's
so I have my older brother too. That unfortunately he's not gonna come, but he said in Brazil, if you guys fight on the same card, I'll be going. My older brother is a black belt too, but he's a Navy SEAL in Brazil. And he say, if you guys fight on the same card, I go. And then we just talk and he say, bro, I'm going to miss that, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I'm very happy having my brother, my little brother on the same card as me. I can't wait. I'm more excited. I'm going to get more nerves. But yeah, I'm excited, for my little brother. He's the most technical in the family. He has to be because I'm bigger. My older brother is bigger, so both are strong. So he has to be more technical, and he has great skills. I cannot wait to see my brother. I know he goes too far in 145 division.
As you said before, you said you got these toys here if it doesn't go to the floor, and it's funny you said that because obviously your last fight, Damian Maia, you knocked him out with that left hook. And Lewis, whilst I was standing in the octagon, Bruce Buffer is saying who wins, and then I walk over and I do a quick interview, right? And as I'm waiting for Bruce to say that, Henry Hoof, his striking coach, comes up and he shows me on video whilst we're in the octagon, you practicing that left hook, drilling that left hook over and over again. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. But as you know, Tyron, he was the champion, and he's talked a lot about trying to, he wants to be the champion again, right? And he's coming into this fight, I would say, very, very motivated. So what kind of Woodley do you think you're going to get? Do you think you're going to get a dangerous version? Do you think he's kind of slacked off? Do you think he's distracted? I mean, what do you make of him right now?
I think he's very focused, and I hope he's very focused. I want to fight the best out of Woodley, and I don't see an easy fight for me too. Even I like the matchup, I like my chances a lot, but I don't see nothing easy. I think it's going to be a war. But I think the guy's motivated. He took a little break. He didn't fight good against Kamaru. Kamaru dominated him, became a champion. He took his time off. I think he was. If it was me, if I was the champion, I lost the title, then I gotta put things back to normal. We gotta organize again, make a plan. Go back, make sure you got your base good, go back training, and I think he did that. He's very smart. And even on the first fight that we supposed to fight when that London card was canceled, one of the talks on my managers in the UFC, he said, no, I was training for a southpaw. I did all my camp for southpaw. I trained just for this guy. Now I'm gonna get the guy that's right hand jiu-jitsu guy and I know just with that answer, I know how prepared he gets to each individual. I think he studied me a lot. He break down a lot of videos for sure. I think he comes with a great game plan, and I'm just excited to face one of the best in the world. I think people say he's always in the conversation to be on the great welterweight on the planet, And then I'm just excited to fight these guys, and I hope he comes very dangerous. That's the guy that I want to fight.
Well, it's going to be a great fight. We can't wait to see it. I'm going to be calling that one as well, so I'll see you there. Just lastly, before we let you go, you train with Kamaru, right?
Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Okay.
So
the guy that beat Kamaru is who you train with. I'm assuming you're not going to give us any details on how those sparring sessions go.
No, he's hard, bro. That guy's tough. We go back and forth. We go crazy. Sometimes he do good. Sometimes he does good. You know how sparring goes. Sometimes it's my day. Sometimes it's his days.
Yep.
But he gave me a couple insights on Tyron Woodley too. A lot of things that I took in consideration. A lot of things. I feel the guy that way. I think you should be this way. Blah blah blah. We talk a lot. And yeah, I'm excited to see you there, bro. You give me luck. Every fight that you go, you call. We do an interview after, so I'm
all right, perfect. Well, I'm looking forward to it. It might be DC doing the interviews, so enjoy that.
No,
come on, Kamaru.
Tell DC on my fight you come. Tell DC to see.
I'll be there, buddy. I'll be there. Gilbert, listen, best of luck in the fight. It's going to be a tremendous fight. Main event next week. Can't wait for it. Lewis, anything else?
Gilbert, you're the man. Best of luck. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Always a great positive attitude as well. So
yeah, we love it. We love it.
It's really great, dude. Seriously, man. Good luck in the fight, and I look forward to watching it.
All right, buddy. Take care. Look after yourself.
Just a big shout out to Henry Hoof. His birthday today, 51. So
shit. 51.
Love you, brother.
51. Yeah. He looks younger than me. What's going
even younger than Bisping. Everyone's younger than Bisping.
Fuck me. Glover Teixeira, Alistair Overeem. Fucking Henry's 51. Fuck me. Sending my regards to him. Happy birthday from me. All the best, Gilbert. Take care. Good luck, buddy. So there he is, Gilbert Burns next week, big fight against Tyron Woodley. And you know what, to be honest, I hope Tyron isn't, because we're having a bit of fun there. And Gilbert obviously he's been talking a little bit of shit online. I hope I haven't offended Woodley there because he's a great fighter. And that's going to be a tremendous fucking fight. And Tyron Woodley switched on, hungry for his belt. I mean, Gilbert's going to have to bring his fucking A game because Tyron's a very, very serious man. And as I say, very motivated right now, wants to be the champion again. That was kind of his entire identity and he feels like he lost that. So coming into this one, a lot to play there for Tyron Woodley, Lewis.
I feel like Tyron Woodley was like supposed to be the dude. Like people were like, holy shit, he was such a freak athlete. When he first exploded on the scene, got that title, it was like, holy shit, he's the guy. And then there's been a couple performances that are just sort of like, I think this fight right here is going to be very telling as to where Tyron goes. Right.
Well, to be fair, I think it was just that one performance. Sorry to cut you off. The performance against Kamaru Usman, right? And he was soundly beaten. He says he wasn't there, but we all have those kind of nights. That's not an excuse. He was soundly beaten. But before that, I mean, look what he did to Darren Till. You know what I mean? That was amazing. Okay, the Damian Maia fight was one that people aren't clamoring to see again in a heartbeat. But like we always say about George St. Pierre, shut up, dogs. Like we always say about George St. Pierre, the pressure of being champion, it kind of changed his style a little bit. And Tyron was probably suffering from a similar thing, right? Being the champion brings a lot of great things to your life and your lifestyle and your family, and you can change your life and your children's life. So, maybe you start to fight a little safer. That's not a bad thing. But, there you go. Can't wait for that one. Next Saturday, I'll be there. Lewis, what do you want to do?
Let's get a question in real quick because I know we got to wrap up here in just a second. I'll say real quick, if you guys love the show, go subscribe on iTunes, subscribe on YouTube, leave us a 5-star ranking, positive review, Google Play, Stitcher, really anywhere you could find a podcast, Spotify for free, apparently, like idiots.
Hey, we got to say this real fast. Congrats, Joe Rogan. Fuck me. Over 100. They're saying over 100 million. That could be anything. That could be 500 million. But still,
5 billion.
He's going to be exclusively on Spotify. Can you hear my dog barking?
Yeah, he wants that Joe Rogan money.
I fucking don't blame him. I want that Joe Rogan money. Tell your friends, subscribe, leave a 5-star review. Fuck me. Joe Rogan's sold out. He's sold out. He's getting over $100 million. Fuck me. Congrats, Joe. Fair play to you, buddy. That's amazing.
Awesome.
That's inspirational to anybody.
And we will do it for a fraction of that. Spotify. Pick up the phone, baby boy.
Fuck. Do you know what? 25 million. I'll do it. Call me a sellout. Call me a copycat, but fuck it. Okay. The people have spoken. Spotify want this show for $25 million. Oh, go on then.
So yeah, also guys, the entire on-demand library of the Believe in Me podcast, plus all the other podcasts that I do, available at gasdigitalnetwork.com. Use the promo code BYM. We're giving you a 14-day free trial. If you keep the membership for the premium service, you get the on-demand library, uncensored, ad-free, live chat, all that good stuff, and you save $1.50 a month. Okay, questions, shoot us email, bympod@gmail.com. Nice and simple. Brian, we got one today?
Yeah, I got this one from Craig Connell.
Hey guys, it's Craig from Falkirk. My question was in regards to the Tim Kennedy episode when he posted the photos of Mike on Instagram, and he was saying how so many years ago I beat this loudmouth guy and he's still going on about it today. And as I was looking through the comments, I saw there was one from Chad Mendes, and I didn't know if he had an issue with Mike or if there was a story to it, but he was just saying how, this guy's so disrespectful, he's such a fucking tool. And I don't know, I just was quite curious to what might have caused that, or if Mike ever had an issue with Chad Mendes in the past. So yeah, just if you could clarify that. And also one that's not MMA related, but I'm sitting here absolutely starving, just about to finish work.
We can see you, we know.
What's your favourite meal when you're about to watch the fights? Like, what's your go-to food when you're sitting there?
Well, Craig from Falkirk, I got to say, mate, absolutely. Thank you for the question, mate, because you're right. I did see Chad Mendes, the wee shite. So he is, we fucking shit, talking fucking shit to Tim Kennedy on there, saying I was fucking disrespectful and stuff. Fucking don't be that, Craig. Absolutely, I don't. And you bet your fucking bottom dollar, pal, I slid into those DMs, right, and I fucking sent a wee message to the little fucker, Chad fucking Money Mendes. Fucking wee shit. So yeah.
Did you send him a message, really?
I fucking sent him a wee message, so I did.
Wow.
There it is. There it fucking is.
Can you read it, please?
All right, you want me to read?
I want you to read the message, yes. He
fucking
hasn't responded
went
yet.
on Tim Kennedy's page
I saw.
and called me fucking ignorant, disrespectful, and all this type of stuff.
Okay, so he nailed it. He knows you, so go ahead.
He absolutely knows me. Fucking personally, mate. So I went on, I said, you little steroid cheating fuck.
No,
don't be sour because your career amounted to nothing. Ignorant and disrespectful? Question mark. What? Like disrespecting the sport by taking steroids, by dishonoring yourself and your opponent by taking steroids in a sport where someone could die? Shame on you, you little dipshit.
Wow.
Boom.
And he didn't respond?
Didn't respond.
Did he see it? Did it say the scene?
It doesn't.
No, he didn't see it.
It doesn't follow me. He's like, I'm in the randoms. I'm in these filtered message requests. Chad Mendes, waiting for an answer, baby boy.
You can always respond to his response on Tim Kennedy's thing if you want him to see it.
No, I fucking did, mate. Don't you worry about that. I fucking slid onto him straight away. Like, I had a fucking wee chat. I fucking had a wee go at him. So I did. Right, listen, that's the end of the show because Brian's freaking out. Right, he's got to fucking get to another show. So we're going to leave this one there, guys. No, we'll be back Monday with another one. Look after yourselves. We've got 2 minutes. We've got to go. We've got to call it a day. This was a fun one. Thank you, Gilbert. Thank you, Marvin Vettori. Thank you, Lewis.
Thank you, Bisping.
Oh,
Harrington, go fuck yourself.
Thank you, Brian. We appreciate you, Brian.
You're so great, Brian.
Thanks, guys.
Love you,
Harrington.
Brian. We
Fix
love
your
you.
hair, Harrington. Harrington, you're not allowed to work on the show Monday if your hair looks like that.
Yeah, I second that. All right, guys. Have a great weekend.